Hello Summoners! I'm going to skip the usual intro because we're doing something a little special today. It's a FEHology tradition that every time a new overpowered unit comes out, we all sit around and simulate a bunch of different counters to that unit. Now there are a few limitations. Units can be 5-star but must be commonly available. That being said, cheaper units are more highly rated. Any fodder used must be available on more than one unit with the exception of dual skills. And since we're talking about Arena, those are pretty necessary. The other thing to consider with Arena is how cheap visible buffs are. For your first initiation, you're usually going up against +6 to all stats. I'm also assuming that you can get buffs on your units as well. Another thing, we've considered this to be the ultimate whale Byleth. No expense spared. Just to give you a sampling, we've thrown a lot of units at this guy. One last thing, a higher ranking is given to units that can enemy phase Legendary Byleth. Player phase is nice, but nothing cracks an arena team like being able to take out that first unit from your side of the map. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy our top 5 Legendary Byleth counters.
5! Morses!
Hey y'all, Deku here. Joel originally tapped me for this project to discuss my own Legion build. However, I took issue with the idea because, while he does one-round Byleth in the player phase, I could hardly consider him a real counter if he doesn't survive at least one hit on the enemy phase. As such, I rebuilt Legion to be able to handle a proper Byleth combat, including him proccing Sublime Heaven. His Sneering Axe is the most important part of his kit, as it causes the +6 to all stats that Joel wanted to give Byleth actually have a negative effect on him. This also allows Legion to counter the bonus that is activating attack speed ideal. Legion's speed isn't quite high enough to have a Spurn build, but it is high enough to be able to avoid doubles from Byleth, which is very important. He has Gale Force and Heavy Blade for self-sufficiency. And yes, he will proc Heavy Blade against Byleth. And after an enemy phase combat, he will also proc Gale Force. Neither of these are actually important to the combat, but they help support him outside just when he's killing Byleth. Also, while I did give him Panic Smoke, I actually forgot that skill is terrible on him given his weapon. But at the time of recording, it's too late to give Joel another build, so we'll just roll with it. That said, the C slot is pretty open, and generally more useful when you consider his team anyways. So, do whatever you need to with it. Oh yes, and he also wins the player phase without Byleth going to hit him in the first place, which is of course the best case scenario. But we can't always assume the best case scenario for something like this.
4!
Allow me to demonstrate!
Hi, Husky here, and I'm here to talk about Pala, because of course I am. And more specifically, how she does against Legendary Byleth. In the player phase, she can absolutely destroy him, frankly put, thanks to the triangle attack and triangle adept, the double TA effect, in what I will coin the minimum build, which is minus attack, unmerged, no flowers, and only her weapon refined, equipped, she can kill Legendary Byleth, which is pretty incredible. So honestly, the build you see here is basically just a padded arena build, just so it can score like a 180 unit. And that's the good bits. But here's the not so good bits. It's water season, frankly, and while she does really well against Legendary Byleth, she doesn't do so well against, well, the rest of the common ones really. And the other thing is, you are required, in order to get the double, to bring 2 other flyers with you. But as an arena unit in general, she's not too bad, especially if you look at Fire Season, where I myself have actually used her. And that's, to be honest, why we're looking at her being kind of lower down on this list. Because, like the rest of them here, she can be really easily invested, and her ability to absolutely destroy Legendary Byleth in the player phase cannot be understated. However, it's kind of very much you are building a unit specifically to counter one unit that can die to, well, literally everything else.
3! Off with you, fiend!
Hello, Summoners. This is Howdy, and today I'm going to be telling you why Illialidur is a great arena unit for water season. Now, I know what you're thinking. Water season is very blue, which you'd be absolutely correct. So don't think of Illialidur as a counter for the rest of those units. But he's really good against green, and he's a great Byleth counter. So the good thing about him is that he has 3 movement as a cav, so that's just really helpful. I have other teams where I'm running melee infantry units, and I screw up arena plays so often. Having a melee cav is really useful. The 3 movement is really good. Being able to player phase Byleth is also really good. It's not the ideal, like you would want to be able to tank him, but I mean, he hits so hard. So sometimes player phase is the easiest way to do it. And Blazing Durandal, I mean, we don't really have to go over it again, but it's just such a good weapon. I'm sure many people are fully well aware of all the effects. Sturdy Impact, Special Fighter on player phase. So he's a really handy unit. It's good, like he actually stalemates Dimitri because of that impact effect. And you know, he doesn't have great matchups like you would against Chrom, so you would want to have a green. You would run like Hannah, or for me, I run Valentine's Alphonse. But it's good to have that color balance of a red unit in water season. Maybe he could player phase Ryoma. I mean, I guess Ryoma's kind of like a beast now. Like that's just crazy. But I mean, he gets over 60 speed with the kit I'm running. Low speed defense, joint drive speed, attack speed solo. You could switch that out for blade sessions. A trace skill would be very interesting on him. And you could also use him in AR because trace skills in AR are really good now. But yeah, I think he's placed in the middle of the Byleth counters because, you know, he's good. He's not the best ideal situation again would be if you could play to enemy phase him. But Illialidur is still a great option. So if you're having trouble with legendary Byleth, I would definitely consider building an Illialidur, considering that you probably have him already to +10 in your barracks.
2!
Oh, you! Enough!
Hi summoners, this is Moon, and I'm here to talk about our next entry, Lilina. Now, Lilina has 2 good reasons for why she is good in Arena. 1, her exclusive tome, 4 Blaze, has Chill Res as its base effect, which, for anyone who has been living under a rock can fave for the last couple of years, inflicts -7 res to the enemy with the highest res at the start of the turn. That'll make weakening bulky magic tanks like Brave Edelgard and Brave Micaiah very easy. The second reason is the Refine. 4 Blaze's Refine is Death Blow, which is +6 attack when initiating combat. With a max investment build like this one shown here, her damage output is very powerful. It can definitely blow a massive hole through arena threats like Brave Edelgard, Ninja Hana, and water legendaries that came before Byleth like Chrom, Leaf, and Dimitri. Her 2 main reasons for why she is good in Arena also applies to why she is good against legendary Byleth. Her damage output, as well as having weapon triangle advantage, allows for massive damage to Byleth. Also, his res stat isn't exactly the best in the world, and with the build that she has, shown here, she gets an effective 70 attack and 58 res on enemy phase, and an effective 72 attack and 54 res on player phase, which will rip legendary Byleth to ribbons, regardless of what phase he's in, thanks to the chill res in 4 Blaze and the law attack res in her B slot. Lilina being able to tank Byleth in both player and enemy phase was the main reason she was placed this high, thanks to her death blow refined in mere stance in the steel slot. However, there was another unit who edged her out of being number 1 because that unit did her job, but did it a lot better than she did by a long shot.
Tonight's honorable mentions.
So we've just gone over Lilina, but I need to give a shout out to all the 4-star red mages who can enemy phase legendary Byleth. That's Urk, Sophia, Miranda, Mail Morgan, and Tharja all do a great job as long as they have lull attack res. The problem that we keep pointing out is that having a red unit in water season is tough. The thing that made Lilina stand out is her ability to also provide chill res, but there is this next unit that really shines in that area as well.
1.
Still clinging to hope.
Hi, my name is Memento Mori, and I wanted to talk to you about a great opportunity that can change your Fae Arena life, and I just need 3 minutes of your time. Are you tired of seeing legendary Byleth in Arena? Does your unit getting nuked into oblivion by his sublime heaven get you down? Doesn't it frustrate you when the members of your valued arena core can't double, and then therefore end up only getting a single hit that leaves Byleth alive? And do you want to cry upon seeing his insane drive null follow-up effect and realize the inevitable and all-consuming nature of power creep in Fae? Well, fear no longer, for those of us at FEHology have come up with the perfect solution for all of your legendary Byleth problems. We are now introducing the new and improved Aversa, now bigger, badder, and better than ever. You know her, you love her, but with a dual skill from Valentian Tala and a Lake Jar to get both her A and C skills, Aversa can immediately become one of, if not the best free-to-play counters to Byleth. And you can do whatever you want with your B skill too, so long as it helps Aversa score. You might be wondering, am I all talk? How does Aversa actually perform? I'd show you a live demonstration, but the results down below speak for themselves. With a build as simple as the one you see right before you, Aversa can win against Byleth in both the player and enemy phases, so there's no need to worry if a pesky enemy dancer lets Byleth hit her unexpectedly. Being able to counter Byleth in both phases gives Aversa a versatility that is unmatched by the other units on this list, definitely justifying her value and her spot in the top. But wait, there's more. With her Perf Tome, Aversa can also act as team support, and I'm sure you don't need me to tell you how useful a unit serving more than one function can be. Aversa can inflict a minus free spectrum buff and panic on anyone anywhere, so long as they have less HP than her and are adjacent to someone else. In such a buff heavy mode as Arena, that can very easily translate to a great advantage for your team. And since Odd Recovery or a Cheryl's Null Panic aren't exactly common in Arena as well, I'd say that Aversa will have a lot of staying power. And since she's probably going to get a refine in the near future anyway, that more than justifies building her as a counter to legendary Byleth. This offer is limited time only, so if you haven't already, head on right over to the Grail shop and pick up your copies of Aversa as soon as possible. As a bonus, we'll even offer a discount to anyone with the copies of Aversa from her rerun, so you can enjoy this top tier unit at an even cheaper price and save your precious grails. So what are you waiting for? Give this flying femme fatale a try and you can thank me later. Aversa changed my Fae Arena life, and she can change yours as well. FEHology is not responsible for any injury, death, or destruction caused by trying to take on legendary Crom or Dimitri with Aversa. Restrictions may apply.
Summoners, there you have it. These are units that a lot of you have in your barracks right now. Along with a couple surprises, I did not expect Legion to do this well. So good luck with the rest of the Legendary Byleth bonus week, and if you liked the episode, leave a comment or subscribe. If you'd like to reach out to the show, you can do so through our subreddit at r/FEHology. You can email the show directly at fehology@gmail.com. If you'd like to chat, you can join the research and development server or direct message us on Discord. Our tags are in the show notes. Remember, you can send your voice messages through Anchor at anchor.fm/FEHology/message. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so through anchor.fm/FEHology for as little as $1 a month. Hope you have a wonderful day and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon. Take care, guys.